Okay. If you can hear road noise, it's because I have the windows open. If you can hear a fan, it's because I have the exhaust fan in my kitchen running because I just cooked dinner for the week. I feel like the lighting is really... Oh, did you just wake up from your nap? Yeah? So naturally you have to come over here and bother mommy? I mean, you like napped the whole day away. So this is the start of a reading vlog. I have no idea how long this is gonna last. Ideally, this will only happen over the course of the rest of 2021. But who knows? So in 2020, I made a slightly impulsive decision to purchase, I'm gonna need my whole body, Murphy, I'm sorry. He's back. I made a slightly impulsive decision to buy these. These are the Avon True Romance books, which I read in my youth. I'm pretty sure I read all of them. Not 100% sure, but pretty sure. I know some I read many a times. I know one I didn't like. So that one should be fun to reread. Maybe I'll like it more as an adult. I don't know. But so what these are is books published by Avon, which is a big romance publisher, written by some pretty big names in the romance genre, but for teenagers. And they're all historicals, but they take place in different settings and time periods, just like traditional historical romance would. So I'm going to read them, and I'm going to read them in order because they are in fact numbered. So I figured, why not? And of course, book number 12, Victoria and the Rogue, was my favorite. That was the one I read a lot of. And of course, I have to wait forever to read that one. But I'll go over them really quickly, and then as I read them, I'll give you more information. And I'm starting one today, and it is April 11th. So, okay. So, oh my gosh, Murphy. That was dramatic. No. Please don't bite me. Sir. No, don't knock the books on the ground either. The first one, which is the one I'm starting with, of course, is Samantha and the Cowboy by Lorraine Heath, which little did I know, I had read a Lorraine, I think I said this in my book haul, I had read a Lorraine Heath book before I read Lorraine Heath. When I discovered Lorraine Heath as an adult, I was blown away and horrified by the fact that I didn't know her. And she has another one in here too, and that one is one of my favorites as well, from what I can remember. So I'll read you the synopsis as I get to them, so we'll get to the synopsis in a little bit. But this one is an American set Western historical. And then we have Kathryn and the Pirate. Oh wait, no. Nope, these are upside down. That is not correct. Number 2 is Belle and the Beau by Beverly Jenkins, which this one is in like spectacular shape. Beverly Jenkins, super popular romance author. She writes American set historicals, and this is one of hers. And I believe it is set in the south. No, it's not. It is set in the north. She escapes to the north. Number 3 is Anna and the Duke by Kathryn Smith. I know this one's English. Okay, it takes place in London. But you have a Scottish son, apparently. So that is definitely a pretty common trope that you see in adult historicals. Oh, this was in somebody's school library. I had to buy all of these used because they're no longer in print. Next you had Gwyneth and the Thief, and this one is, I don't know if it's like technically medieval, but it definitely has like the medieval vibe going to it. Margaret Moore, I think, is one of the only authors in here that I've never read a book from as like an adult romance author. I think all of the other ones I have read. Number 5 is Nicola and the Viscount. I have so much trouble with this name, and I'm pretty sure that people, like English people, don't say that the way I say it, but just like they say like Marquess or something instead of Marquise or Marquis. And I'm sorry, I'm saying it, don't hit me. I'm saying it the way I'm saying it. That part I don't care about. But this name is like the hardest name for me to say. I do not understand. Like, you know, like Nikola Tesla, right? That's how you say it. Like, I don't know how to say that. Anyways, so this is by Meg Cabot of Princess Diaries fame. She also has written adult romances under the name Patricia Cabot, I think, which I have read. And I've never read the Princess Diaries, although I have read Mia Thermopoulos's historical romance novel. Did you know she had one? Well, now you do. And this one is like a London one too. This is the one, okay, so this is Regency. This is one did not like. We'll see. Okay. Number 6 is Kathryn and the Pirate by Karen Hawkins. Okay, so this is an American set historical. So it's like Boston. Number 7 is Miranda and the Warrior by Elaine Barbery. Oh, okay, I haven't read one by her either. So this one is a little more controversial now because I think this type of story is kind of seen as problematic now. It's definitely the smallest one. I'm still gonna read it. I still bought it. It is what it is. It's a part of our history. And so this one is like Western US, but it obviously features a Native American character and a white girl. I actually remember liking this one, but we'll see if I think it's like inappropriate or not. Number 8 is Tess and the Highlander. Oh, May McGoldrick. I have not read a book by her either. So this one is Scottish. That's all I know. I feel like this one, there's like amnesia or something maybe. Am I making that up? Maybe. Emily and the Scot by Kathryn Smith. And I think some of these are related to each other. Oh, I just got a big whiff of old book smell. Delicious. I think I remember liking this one. I think that they have like a kind of bantery relationship. And I think I said this in my book haul, but I think half the reason I liked this book is because I had a crush on a guy in high school that looked exactly like this like cover model or like whoever this person is. So I'm sure that played a role. Number 10 is Amelia and the Outlaw by Lorraine Heath. This is probably my second favorite one, which is no surprise as an adult knowing what I like in my romances. I mean, there's class differences, there's like bickering. It's Lorraine Heath. It screams me. But this is another Western set, American historical. And then we have, I think this is the biggest one, Beverly Jenkins. Hers two are the biggest. And this one is Josephine and the Soldier. And this one I think is the one that cost me the most. It cost me like $30, but that's fine. And I think this is, it doesn't say if it's set in the South, but I think it's like a post-Civil War. Oh no, okay, so it's set in the North, it looks like. But it is like a post-Civil War set historical, which I think that is a lot of what Beverly Jenkins writes. Have I only read one of her books? Like adult romances? I think I've only read one. And then the last one is Victoria and the Rogue by Meg Cabot, which is another Regency set. English one. So, like I said, I want to read these over the course of this, hopefully just this year, and kind of vlog the experience and my thoughts and everything, because I just remember these books so fondly. And I believe I had already read romance by the time I had picked the first one of these up. I don't know which was the first one. I'm assuming it was Victoria and the Rogue, because I would have been reading Meg Cabot at the time. And so it would have just been in like the line of her books at the library. And so I would have just like picked it up and then sought out the other ones. So that's what makes the most sense to me, but I don't actually know. But yes, I believe I had already read actual romance novels by this point. I read my first romance novel when I was like 14, 15. I did a vlog last year, I believe, about rereading my first romance novel, which was Nora Roberts. It's right over there, Jewels of the Sun, which held up. So hopefully these all hold up. Hopefully I love them all. I feel like there is going to be a lot of nostalgia here, but that's fine. The first one is Samantha and the Cowboy by Lorraine Heath. So before I read the synopsis, because even I just looked at some of these synopsises really quick, but I didn't even read the whole thing, I promise. Let's see what I do remember. I do know I read this one multiple times. Like I said, it's like Western set. And something happens to her family, and there's like a cattle drive, and she ends up going on it instead of somebody else in her family, and she pretends to be a boy, and then she meets up with this cowboy, and the things that you expect to happen in stories where girls pretend to be boys happens, which I may have talked about this before, about how those stories make me very uncomfortable because it feels like a lie, because it is a lie, and so I don't like it, but it's fine. So it just always makes me feel very awkward because people are lying to each other. So, and just to clarify, because I'm always afraid this is going to come across the wrong way, like, I'm specifically talking about people that are like lying about who they are, like lying about their gender. Like, obviously if you're trans, I don't think you're lying, but I'm always afraid it's going to come across that way. But that's not what I mean. So, what is the synopsis? Okay, so this says, Samantha. When she manages to get herself hired for the cattle drive, all of Samantha's prayers seem to be answered. The $100 she'll earn will pull her family's Texas farm out of ruin and pay off their debts. Oh yeah, I feel like Texas is a really big place in American historicals. I don't read a lot of American historicals, and definitely not Western ones. But keeping the cowhands fooled that she's a boy becomes harder than she expected where one cowboy is concerned. The cowboy. Matthew Hart wants two things: to forget the tragedies he witnessed on the front lines of the war between the states, and to reclaim his cowboy life. The last thing he wants is the responsibility of a tag-along youngster on the cattle drive. His closed mind and hardened heart are territory best left unexplored, until a fateful moment turns his world upside down. Matt discovers what and who Sam really is, and he is furious. But soon a stronger emotion takes hold, and bound by Samantha's secret, Matt is torn between revealing her identity and his own sudden and frightening love for her. Okay, so this should be fun. And these were published in the early 2000s, by the way. And because they're written for teenagers, there's like no sex, explicit or non-explicit. It does not show up in here. I think there's some like gentle kissing, like that's it. Like maybe one or two kissing scenes. I don't know. So my plan is to get started on this today. It's okay, so it's 250, oh, that's not even like, yeah, it's about 250 pages. So we'll see. I don't know how long it will take, but I'm very excited about this. Like, I'm so excited. Okay, I need to stop because I need to read. And I will update you at some point. It's not a good look for me, but that's fine. I forgot to film an update after I finished Samantha and the Cowboy yesterday. I gave it 3 stars. Like maybe a 2.5, but I'll round up. I knew I wasn't going to particularly love it, but I remember reading it multiple times as a kid, and I don't know if I was just like hard up for books, which could have happened. I feel like I blew through a ton of books in my library. Oh, hi, Murphy. Murphy, we don't have a lot of time for cuddles because mommy has to go to dance. A huge part of it is the trope, which I don't like. The romance, like, wasn't really there. It really shows up after it's revealed she's a girl. So, like, she is attracted to him a little bit, but kind of, like, just, like, a crush type thing. And then, like, the minute he finds out she's a girl, he's like, I love her. Not really. Like, there's no love. Which I actually appreciated that there was, like, no declarations of love. It's actually kind of, like, very non-official at the end, and I kind of appreciate that choice. especially since I didn't, like, buy the romance completely. I didn't hate it or anything. I just don't 100% believe it. I'm reading a new book, so I have my Kindle, but Murphy will steal it. And by steal it, I mean sit on it. Something that is interesting, it was a choice, is that Matt, the hero, so he's a war, like, veteran, and he was in the Confederacy. And Samantha, her brother, was also in the Confederacy. Now, this doesn't necessarily bother me, but I could see it bothering some people. And she doesn't, Lorraine never, like, addresses the idea of, like, what the war was about or anything. It's just kind of like this, like, random offshoot thing. And again, that's a choice. And she doesn't really moralize about it, which again I think would bother some people. For me personally, I think that there can be a difference between, like, the Confederacy and people who fought for the Confederacy. And so, like, I don't think, not to, like, go off into, like, almost a political statement, like, obviously I think the Confederacy was wrong in a lot of ways. And I think, even though I think the Civil War was about more than slavery, I think slavery was a huge part of it. And obviously, I think slavery is wrong. It was wrong. It is wrong. But I also think that whether it was then or even now, I think to just assume that everybody that is, like, your enemy or on the losing side of a battle, of a war, is an evil, bad person is probably a bad outlook on life. Like, I don't think, you know, every soldier that fought in Germany, on the side of Germany in World War II, was a horrible person. Like, I don't think that. There's a lot of reasons why people go to war, and sometimes they don't have a choice. And I know some people would probably say, like, well, you do have a choice, but, like, I think it's a more complicated issue than that. And so, I mean, obviously this book isn't addressing that, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of why it doesn't bother me. And I did appreciate that she kind of touched on, like, how war impacts you, like, seeing, like, your friends die and be, like, brutally injured, especially at such a young age, which still applies today. Like, obviously we don't allow, like, 14 and 16-year-olds to join the military in the US anymore, but 18 is still very young. And so it can do a lot of damage to a person, and I think that's an important thing to remember. And as somebody who has had family serve in the military from a very young age, I've seen how it changes people. You know, sometimes it just changes you, and sometimes it does a lot of damage. And so I did appreciate that. It's not, like, a huge part of the story or anything. I think I was kind of, like, searching for something to really like. It was a very fast read. I read it in 2, like, sittings, basically. But, yeah, okay. I have much higher expectations for the next one, which is a Beverly Jenkins book. And I will probably read that next month, because I don't think I'm going to have time in April, because it's already April 19th. Oh my gosh, Murphy, I have to get changed and go to dance class. And soon I have to film another vlog, because I'm reading one of my mom's favorite books for Mother's Day. And I'm doing that via audio, because it's a chunker. Let's go. You want to say hi? No? You shy? That's okay. Oh, hello. Oh, it's a Murphy cat. The majestic. He does love when I read. Okay, I need to go, because I really do need to get changed and go to class. So, it's not a good look for me, because I totally forgot I was filming these. I already, like, put my pajamas on and stuff. I'm not talking anywhere else for me. You don't have to be jealous. But I am finally, I feel like I read Samantha and the Cowboy back in like May, and it's almost August. It's July 29th. And I'm finally reading the second Avon True Romance book, which is Belle and the Beau. And this is one of the ones I can't remember if I've read it before. So we'll see. But it's Beverly Jenkins, who I have read. I think I've only read one book by her. I think I've said this before. I'm not a big fan of American historicals, and that maintains to be true. Which is why I had never really read her books. Totally appreciate her. To me, she is like one of the godmothers of the genre. Like, you've got Nora, and then you've got Miss Bev. Like, they're the two leaders in romance. Like, no shade to like Joanna Lindsay, Kathleen Woodowis, but like, you know, it's them. And I think it's because they both are like a little sassy. Like, Nora tends to keep her sass locked up unless something happens, but Miss Bev, she'll call out shit. Anyways, and I think this takes place after the Civil War, because that's apparently what we're doing. Oh, I was gonna say, I think these are chronological, but no, they're not, because I'm pretty sure that like Thief one is like 1500s or something. But this one's, I have a Wild Murphy cat on me now. This one says, okay, so it says Belle. After a grueling escape north, Belle Palmer is free, yet lost and alone. Separated from her father on the harrowing journey, Belle has nowhere to turn until she finds shelter with the Bests, the first free family she's ever known. For the first time in her 16 years, Belle is able to express herself freely, except where her feelings for a certain dark-eyed young man are concerned, the Beau. Daniel Best is headed for great things. Educated and handsome at 18, he is full of the promise and dream of his people and is engaged to the prettiest, if the most spoiled, girl around. So when a bedraggled stranger arrives in his household and turns into a vibrant, lovely young woman, his attraction to her catches him entirely by surprise. While Belle is determined to deny her feelings for him, Daniel is caught between his conscience and his infatuation with her. That the two belong together is undeniable, but that it could ever happen seems impossible. So, yeah, I think it is after the Civil War, just like the first book, but probably much different tone and outlook on the Civil War, I would assume. We shall see. It's like 9:15, I think, and I'm going to try to go to bed around 10:30, so we'll see how much I read. The other one I don't think didn't take me very long, so this one will probably get finished tomorrow, I'm guessing. There is always the chance I get sucked in and can't put it down. That hasn't happened in a long time, and I mainly attribute that to self-control. It did almost happen recently with a different book, but I contained myself. So, yes, because I'm an adult now. I can't stay up until 6 o'clock in the morning reading anymore. Murphy, we're going to read. Are you excited? Are you going to try and hit the book out of my hand? Because that's usually what he does. Oh, wait, update. I just started. And it says Chapter 1, April 1859, Whitaker, Michigan. So I'm going to go with not after the Civil War. Oh, crap. Are we going to go through the Civil War, Miss Bev? I can't. I can do it. It's fine. I've talked before about how one of the reasons I don't like to read historicals, or like I avoid reading historicals set historically in America, is because, or in America, like black character historicals, I should say, is that, I mean, aside from the fact that I'm just not an American historical person, is that life really sucked, okay? And so And, like, yes, like, everybody's life sucked in a variety of ways, but I just feel like, you know, slavery and the Civil War and being free, but people, like, stealing you because they can and putting you into slavery even though you were born free. It's just, like, an extra level of suckage. So, I'm always afraid I'm gonna, like, care too much about the characters and be like, but they can't possibly live happily ever after. Although somebody told me once, like, you can't look at it that way, like, because not everybody's life had issues and stuff, which 100%, I get it. Man. It's okay. I believe in it. I believe in the book. And Beverly Jenkins. That this will be good. Also, I just, like, quickly breezed some reviews on Goodreads when I added this to my shelf. I was currently reading. And some people said they, like, laughed out loud. So that bodes well. Like, laughed out loud, I think, sincerely. Like, it was meant to be funny. Not laughing at it, but laughing with it. Okay. So, yes, I know. I'm not on the phone, so you don't have to be jealous, okay? Yeah, you don't have to be jealous. Okay? We can just love each other. Like, I don't know what my hair is doing, but oh, yes. Can I have a kiss? No? Okay. That's fine. So, I finished the Belle and the Beau. That makes more sense because her name is Belle. And a couple days ago, but I didn't film, like, an update. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. I'm not sure any of these books have, like, the ability to get 5 stars at this point. I feel like maybe Victoria and the Rogue, because that was, like, just, like, such a read for me when I was younger, so I could see that maybe being, like, a nostalgic read. And I feel like that one was more romance. Like, I remember them being more romance heavy. The first book, I feel like the romance was, like, not there at all. This one, it was definitely more there than the first one, but not really intensely. I feel like my hair is really light. But in this one, like, you knew Belle and Daniel were, like, kind of attracted to each other, but Daniel was in a relationship, and Belle, you know, she just ran away from slavery, and she's going through a lot of stuff, so it kind of makes sense that she wouldn't be in a relationship or anything. So I feel like I understood it more, but I feel like I'm used to my romances having more chemistry, and I know it's YA, so you might be like, oh, but chemistry. But even that, like, when I think of, like, Katie McGarry books, like, they have tons of chemistry, so it's not like you can't do it in a YA book. You know what I mean? But I did still really like it, and like I said, I liked that Belle kind of, like, grew up and, like, learned more. Maybe not grow up. I don't know if that's, like, the right word, but, like, she learned more about the world, different things. She had a lot. And she's, like, independent for the first time. Like, she has the ability to, like, make her own decisions for the first time ever in her life. And so I'm glad that she didn't just jump into a relationship. And, like, Daniel's parents didn't want her to, which also, big fan. Like, they loved Belle. They would love to have Belle as, like, their daughter-in-law, but didn't want her to rush into anything. And I like that. There's tons of historical stuff in here, and I can't remember if I said this before. It wasn't, like, clunky, or I had read a review that said that, like, it felt, like, forced or something like that. It didn't feel that way to me at all. It felt very natural. Belle's learning a lot about the world. Like, there's so much she doesn't know, and I think Ms. Bev did a really good job of putting that information in there. And I think she also did a really good job of balancing the seriousness of this point in American history and, like, the bad part, like, that bad things happened. Like, nothing is really done in a lot of detail, but she addresses issues. I think the next book in the series is going to be about Daniel's sister JoJo and one of the side characters in here, and I'm guessing he's a soldier in the Civil War, but also some stuff happens to him here that kind of impacts him. And so I think that one might be a little more serious. But there's also a lot of humor. And I think that's partially just the age group. And also when this was written, I think if this was written today, it might be a little like darker. But that definitely wasn't something that we were doing in YA in like the early 2000s, I feel like. But I liked it. I liked, you know, like how she was talking about stuff. She mentions people. She also just mentions concepts that existed. So like she talks about the Underground Railroad and, you know, these things that like you probably know about, the Fugitive Slave Act, that kind of stuff. But she goes into detail and kind of like shows you what that actually means in the real world and like how it actually impacted people. This also is set in Michigan, so it's on the Canadian border, and in Canada there wasn't slavery because England outlawed slavery before the US did. So Canada, being a part of England, or still being like a British colony, did not have slavery. So, and as it's explained, as it's shown in this book, and I think this is pretty true to like history in general, is that Canadians tended to be pretty abolitionist. So there's a lot of interactions with Canada. There was some conversations about July 4th, which is interesting considering things that came up this year. Come up every year, but obviously like Juneteenth happened this year, which Juneteenth obviously didn't even happen yet in this world. But they celebrated the basically outlawing of slavery by Britain as kind of like their Independence Day almost. And so you have those conversations and stuff. But yeah, I really liked it. I liked the characters. I loved Belle. I really like JoJo. I'm so excited for her to get her own story. I'm excited to see her grow up. I'm still not a huge fan of American set historicals. But, you know, I enjoyed it. 4 stars. Would recommend. Totally worth the 2 Beverly Jenkins books that I bought for this were the most expensive, which makes sense. She's pretty popular. So, but totally worth it. Oh, hello. You're prettier than me right now. Hi. Hi. So, we are supposed to get a storm tomorrow. Are you excited, Murphy, about a storm? A storm? So, Murphy, I just don't want to show myself. Can't we show you? So, this is like motivating me finish this reading vlog. So, I'm going to finally read the 3rd Avon True Romance. I feel like I did that last time where I said it wrong. We're finally moving to Europe with Anna and the Duke by Kathryn Smith. I actually have read a book, an adult romance by this author. And I'm pretty sure I read this one, but I know nothing about it. Let's see what the synopsis is. Anna. I'm reading this through the camera. That is probably a mistake. Okay, let me switch. At the very least, anyone else in Anna Wellesley's position would be satisfied. Anna is to inherit a fortune, and after a glittering London debut last season, she is now engaged to a Duke's son. Anna herself does not understand the vague feeling of dissatisfaction while her mother industriously plans Anna's wedding. Anna herself reads poetry and wonders if what she's in is love or just an arrangement. the Duke. As an estranged Scottish son of an English Duke who has just died, Ewan McLaughlin is the reluctant heir to his father's title. Arriving in London, he must face his brother's widow, half-sister, and half-brother Richard, who was fully expecting to become the Duke himself. While acquainting himself with his newfound relations, Ewan finds himself more and more often in the company of Richard's fiancée, the beautiful Anna. When it becomes clear that Richard is conspiring against Ewan, Anna is compelled to warn Ewan, but what begins in innocence soon becomes betrayal, as Anna finds the answer to the question in her heart in Ewan. I mean, again, I feel like I have read this, but I don't remember anything. So, I mean, that sounds like a pretty, I mean, not like super standard historical romance plot, but, ooh, Murphy just shocked me. Oh, sir, no, don't hit me. Don't hit me. So we shall see. Cool that it was in a school. Where is Benson Public Schools? I don't know. What are you doing? Anyways, and as an aside, this is the really poor, reorganized, and hair-covered window seat in my bedroom because Murphy just uses it. So I like have given up trying to keep it not cat-haired. And so these are my blackout shades. So this is what it looks like right now. Like nothing. It's 5 o'clock, I think, on Sunday the 16th. And at 9 o'clock, it's supposed to start snowing. So we'll see. They've changed the projections a couple of times. So they have said, these are blinds that need to be fixed because but whatever, it's fine. Hi. Are you excited? I'm excited. Anyways, they've consistently said it's supposed to start tonight at 9 and go through like 7 tomorrow night, which is ridiculous. I need to set up my desk again so I can work from home Tuesday if I need to. But which I feel like if it snows as much as they're saying for as long as they're saying is a high likelihood, because I just don't think they're going to be able to get the roads cleared overnight, Monday night. But I don't know. What do you think, Murphy? Do you have thoughts on this? I don't know. But at first, I think they were saying like 6 to 9 inches, and then they were saying, I think, like 8 to 14. Then yesterday at one point, they said like 12 to 19, which is an awful lot for Rochester. That's more of like Buffalo snow, I feel like, or Syracuse snow. I feel like Rochester is like, we tend to not get either one of them. I'm sure there is some sort of reason. Like, we are also on Lake Ontario, so I'm not sure, whatever. But I just think it's interesting to see, like, you can kind of see, like, you can see those rocks and stuff down, well, yeah, those are rocks. But, like, you can, like, if you were out there, you can see grass right now, like, poking through the snow. So we'll see if it really gets bad or not. I was supposed to get a new phone this weekend, but obviously not doing that now. And I have tomorrow off of work because the market is closed for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I now have a cat on my back. So apparently it's cuddle time, which is good because reading is good cuddle time, huh? Yeah. Okay, so I will read and update you. Mostly I just want to chronicle this snow that will probably now not come. Do you hear this kitty? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna go look. It's 7:30. Can I, sir? I know, I'm trying to get up to look at this now. Alright, I finally escaped. Let's look. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, well, duh. I'm an idiot. Oh, Do you see the snow? And it definitely, have they not come to clean yet? Oh, one of my neighbors must have to go to work. That sucks, I'm sorry. Oh no, I think they have come. I'm not good at judging how much snow there is, but it looks like only like 4 or 5 inches to me, which I feel like I would have expected more. Would you have expected more, sir? I mean, it's still snowing and it's supposed to snow all day for like another 12 hours. But well, there goes my neighbor. Are they stuck or are they just hanging out? Oh, they're coming in. Oh, I think that's the guy with the dog. Oh, hi, sir. Oh, there goes a plow. I thought our plows. I don't know, Murphy. I don't know. Oh, is this fascinating to you? It's fascinating to me. Oh. Yes. Oh no. So I read like 70. Oh, do you see my? I got this Mickey Mouse for Christmas. It's like a weighted thing. I asked for it because I'm used to having Murphy sleep either next to me or on me, and sometimes he doesn't, and then I have trouble sleeping. So this is like 2.5 pounds, so it's substantially lighter than he is. I mean, he's like 9, but I thought it would be a good compromise for kind of Christmas. We haven't had any issues yet, but he's here. Anyways, so I read like, why are you so needy this morning? I read like 70 pages last night. I do not remember this book at all. Although I do, it opens with Ewan with his friend Jamie. And I was like, I remember Jamie. I was like, I'm pretty sure Jamie is the guy from Emily and the Scott. And then Ewan goes to England and he like goes to what is now his house. Finds out he has a half sister. And I was like, oh, I bet you that's Emily. And I was right. That's Emily. So they have their own story. I'm sure I read this once. I think I read Emily and the Scott a bunch of times. That checks out. I don't know. It's interesting. It's funny because it's obviously like a teen romance, and Ewan is 24, which I appreciate from an actual like romantic. I mean, she's 18, and I do think today that specific age gap at those ages would bother me, but in this time setting it doesn't. But at the same time, I'm like, this book is for teenagers. He's 24. Although I appreciate that she's 18. I'm guessing that was on purpose. Because I think today, even though these books are like 10, 15 years old, I think people have a problem with heroines under the age of what we consider like age of consent. 18 isn't really the age of consent, but we still view them as like adults at 18. Although like if I was reading an adult romance, I would probably be bothered by a character being 18. It would depend on the setting. I say that as somebody who will read like new adult romance. Oh my god, contradictions. But it's fine. It's probably fine here because you know they're not gonna have sex, and that's probably like literally why it's fine in my head. I don't know. Anyways, I mean, like, they will, but not in the book because it's for teenagers. Anyways,
She likes to read. Her fiance is a little bit of a jerk. Yeah, her mom's kind of mean. I can't decide if we're supposed to be sympathetic to her mom or if her mom is like really a bad guy. Like, is her mom Mrs. Bennett, you know, where like maybe she does a lot of bad or embarrassing things, but she does it because she understands the way of the world and she does think she's genuinely doing the right thing for her kids. I don't know. I kind of get that vibe, but definitely more annoying. There you go. Oh my god. Wash my face. Not go clean out my car. I'm not gonna move my car until later because I'm gonna try and minimize the amount of times I have to do that. Yeah, I could have slept in today, but I chose not to in an effort to maintain a sleep schedule. So let's see. Let's go. We'll read some. Oh, he's gonna go look outside. I know, it's fascinating. I could just watch the snowfall all day. I'm not even being sarcastic. I have no idea why I find it interesting. It's not like I haven't lived in New York State my whole life. I mean, if I don't have to drive in it, I think snow is amazing and it's beautiful. But the moment I started working and having to drive places, I hate it. Oh my gosh, I definitely almost just died. But it's fine. I've read like 15 more pages. And this book's kind of boring. Like, Anna has like no personality. And no, I haven't even gotten dressed yet. I'm about to pop a soup can. We'll see if Murphy thinks it's food for him. He thinks like every can that's popped is for him. But yeah, Anna is like so boring. So boring. And then, can I move you? Yeah, sort of. You can sort of see me. Okay. I just don't want to leave my phone on top of the microwave because, I don't know, does anyone else feel like maybe that's dangerous? Maybe it's just me. So, yeah, she's really boring. She has like no personality. She says she has a personality, but like I don't see it. So, you know, I'm taking a little break to have some lunch. I think it's like noonish. And do I have a spoon? To have lunch, and then I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna take some trash out, and I think I'm gonna at least clean off my car. I think there's only supposed to be like 3 or 4 more inches tonight. I might dig out my car. I might wait a little bit because it's gonna be a lot of work. And I'm also like, I really want to take a shower, but I know I'm gonna need to take another shower if I do it before I go shovel because it's gonna be so sweaty. It always is. But like nobody else has moved, so like there's nowhere to move my car to. Even there's like a little bit of parking like across this road, and that's probably warm enough for me because I'm a baby. And there's like no spots over there. I might look, I can't really see from here. There's like another like overflow kind of visitor parking. I might try to go over there. We'll see. But it's kind of like a long way to go. So I don't know. I might wait till we move it. I've seen people go out and like clean off their cars, but they haven't moved them, which I think they are just in the same spot I am, where it's falling on the floor. I'm just adding salt to my soup, which I'm sure some people think is disgusting, but like you cannot have too much salt. And I like literally have like low salt and low blood pressure, so it's fine. I know whatever, I'm not gonna go into it. So yeah, I've seen people go out and clean off their cars, and like dig them out and stuff, but they haven't actually moved them. I think because there's nowhere for them to move them. I saw people, and even I might look to see if maybe they were able to clear some spots on this side that I can't really see from my apartment, and see if I can move. I don't know. I feel like a bunch of my neighbors never move their cars, so it's fine because they're supposed to move them every 24 hours. I'm also trying to drink a bunch of water before I go out because, again, I know it's going to be a sweaty experience. So, and I found a headband for my ears, which is good because I thought I had one, but it must be in the car, which is totally where it should be. And I only have light gloves. I don't have heavy gloves. Every winter I'm like, oh, I need to buy heavy duty gloves, and then I never do. So hopefully it's not that cold. I mean, if it's snowing, it's not that cold, but I think it's a little windy. Like the trees aren't moving a lot, but the snow is very much like, which to me suggests it's windy. So, you know, that'll make it colder, but that's fine. Is it the road? Huh. So the road, I live on kind of a main road. It's like a minor main road. Actually, it looks pretty good. So maybe I will be able to go to work tomorrow. I'm still going to set up my desk just in case, which I haven't used since August of 2020, but that's fine. Also, if I go to work tomorrow, that means I need to take a COVID test in the morning. Fortunately, I have 5. I was able to get some off of Amazon. I thought they were going to take longer, but they came. I have another order that should come by the time I'm done with those. Those are both, I have 2 2-packs, and then I have 1 from a 2-pack I have left over from last week. So, because right now my office is remote again, unless you like have to come in, or if you are part of essential staff, and I am essential staff, I don't have to be. If I wanted to work from home, and I said I would, I kind of like going into work because I live alone, so, you know, but I like having the opportunity when the weather is bad, to stay home. So, but we have to take a COVID test every week. They asked us to take them Monday morning. I didn't see the point in taking it this morning, since I'm not going in. So, I'll take it tomorrow morning if I go to work. If not, I'm sure I will be in Wednesday, so I'll take it Wednesday morning before I go. So, and I'm going on COVID free for 2 years, everybody. So I literally it's not that I don't understand how people get COVID. I almost don't understand how I haven't gotten COVID. I don't know. Although most of my family, my mom's family, as far as I know, nobody has gotten it. Definitely nobody in the Rochester area, but I don't think anyone anywhere else. I have family on Long Island and family up in the North Country of New York. Nobody up there has gotten it. And I know some people are unvaccinated, so it's not even just a vaccine. I mean, obviously the North Country, there's not a lot of people up there in general. And then my dad's family, 2 of my cousins who are married to each other got it. Although I think maybe only he got it. I don't know. And then their daughter who lives with them. But and then one of my other cousin's kids got it, but he never got it. His son never got it, even though they live together. So I don't know. Maybe we have some sort of magic immune systems. I don't know. I don't get sick very often. I do clean my nose almost every day, which there are studies suggesting that helps with your viral load and stuff. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Okay, let me go eat my lunch, watch the Tim tracker, and then start cleaning off my car. I don't want it, but it's gonna be